There is a slight problem. All my blogs are still the drafts.
Okay, I've obviously just marked it the other day, so I've given you advice on terms of what I've seen.
Okay,
but you can
let me quickly publish on.
You can do in a minute, but obviously it's already started at the moment.
Okay.
It's fine. Right, so just obviously what this is just a formative assessment of the FMP, just to make sure that you are on track and everything's in order, the criteria and so on and so forth. I mean, what you have done is good in terms of like the introduction and everything else. You can see you've got 3 X's per there. In terms of the pitch, you've added good detail. You know, you've managed to put the rationale. You've talked about your skills and everything else. You managed to make these clickable as well, which is good. See each of your general ideas and how you've refined it. First ideas. It would be good to include just a little bit more imagery, just especially when you've just got a vast amount of text, just to break it up just with some examples and whatnot. I mean, don't worry about that now. I mean, you have done so later on, so that's fine. Just in general from now on.
Okay.
So you've included mood boards. You've included events and video trailers. You talked about that with the animation. Cool. 3D animation. So you talked about 3D animation, but you haven't referenced any animation.
True.
So it might be worth just chucking a video example in there of the animation that you want to be discussing and identifying. The chosen idea. It just gives a bit more backstory with a bit more context with why you've chosen that and what you're actually referring to with regards to the animation sequences and stuff. So evaluation. You probably need a little bit more in there in terms of how often you're going to review. Time schedules. Is it only going to be using image capture? You're going to be using video capture? You're going to be sort of blocking out how you're going to be evaluating your work? How you're going to be scrutinizing yourself in terms of quality and stuff? Blog as well. Mention about how often you're going to be looking over your blog and sort of updating your blog and everything. So, okay, you've got your aims and objectives in as well, good. Dope. Right, okay. So, that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So obviously that's why I was alarmed a little bit, because I know you've done a ton of work.
Yeah, on drafts.
So I mean, yeah, what you have done is pretty good, but I'll just go over what's obviously required anyway. So have you managed to discuss and identify a target audience based on?
Doing that, yeah.
Okay, cool. A list of resources you've already done.
I've added the extra, so.
Okay, cool. Don't forget software, hardware, anything that you're going to need as well. Training requirements, because you've done a lot of live streams and stuff as well. Embed those in as well. Make sure you're Harvard reference. So do you know how to Harvard reference?
Yeah.
Yeah, have you used Cite This For Me before?
Yeah, I've used it.
Yeah. Make sure you only put the in-text citation, as I showed. So if you copy and paste in, especially like a YouTube video, get a new reference, go to the online image or video. So when you go through all of that, and add the reference and so on, then I'll go back to my Word document. So you've got 2 you can copy. You can copy the in-text citation, which is that one, that's included in the blog, and that's included in your bibliography.
Okay.
So that's the only thing that's required in the blog, underneath the image or the video, and then that goes in a long list of references. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Don't want to be swearing on that, what do you think? Beg your pardon. Edit that bit up. Oh, right, okay. So I don't know why that's showing all of that. Okay. So, primary research. What kind? I mean, you've got primary experimentation practice, and you've got a ton of that.
Yeah.
What primary research can you actually undertake? Guys, please, I'm doing one-to-ones. What primary research have you done or intend to do in terms of animation specifically?
At the end, I didn't actually go for any animations.
Okay.
I think I mentioned the conclusion of the evaluation. I'm more focused now on the blueprint aspect of it.
Okay. So I mean, even like one-to-one discussions with either myself or Lee, any little discussions you have in class, any problems, that you know, like primary research in terms of a one-to-one discussion with myself and Lee, you can note that down, what was discussed, how it helped you or not, or whatever. That can all sort of help towards that. Have you asked any professionals questions? Sent anybody? No? Commented on anything? Tried to find out anything on YouTube videos or anything at all?
It's research online, yeah.
But have you commented? You haven't come in direct communication with anyone? Okay, that would also be classed as primary research as well, to try and find out firsthand what it was about. Secondary research, you'll have a ton of that.
Yeah.
But don't forget, primary active experimentation is all about you practicing stuff.
Yeah.
Have you video blogged everything? Video capture?
I've never capture that much because basically the way I've been going around, like I plan to redo like level design though, so I'll probably re-record that part.
Okay, but
maybe some feature.
At least you need to go back into the levels and just take a range of images of the development as well. Because what we don't want to see and what we can't see is just, okay, this is my idea, and then bam, this is my level. You're done completely. Do you know what I mean? You've got to show that development.
I mean, I've got a lot of screenshots of currently the blueprint process.
What about visually as well? Obviously, you're making the level and everything, so.
No, I'm gonna have that.
Okay, that needs to be done as well, because a part of the level design, even though you are project on a blueprint, you've done a ton of like foliage painting, you know, like you've done a lot of that as well, so that needs to be gone over and
I'll screenshot that, take some videos before I read the level.
And even if you haven't got much, just video it and then perhaps explain exactly what you did and go through the process of what you had to do and everything else. That's another way of going about it, but I think that needs special attention.
Okay.
Rough ideas. Have you done any like rough like maps or overall sort of blockouts or anything that you can actually just discuss? Okay, I aim to have a level similar to this, or this is how I want to design it, or this is how I want functionality.
I think what I've got so far, I'll probably put back into the rough ideas, so I can't refine them more.
Okay.
As I'm not happy with currently where I've got in the level design.
Okay. What about the rough ideas for like the characters? I mean, in terms of what you've got all the characters working in terms of, I mean, the animation's already there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's just about piecing it all together and making it functional, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. But even then, you can come up with some, because you did some custom blueprinting with them all, didn't you?
Yeah.
So I mean, even then, you can say, okay, this is what I currently got. Even if you just do a basic flow chart, say this is the character, you know, like the character animation blueprint. This is what I want him to do: walk, run, jump. I need to make sure that links into that, and then you know, I probably need to transition to go back to there and there. So you're kind of roughing it out yourself, so you can conceptualize how you're going to go about doing it. Does that make sense? Shows like your rough planning there. Right, so the format, you need to include Final Major Project, which you have. So you link the matrix categories, so that's linked for Final Major Project. However, these are not. So you need to make sure that you are linking these ones as well to the correct matrix.
Okay.
So you've got context, research practice skills, okay, cool. And yeah, correct so far. So any questions at all? Any uncertainties about what we discussed?
The categories, because most of our blogs contain each of
you just tag them both. Tag them both. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So obviously, what I've marked is that. I know you're working towards something else, because obviously what you've been producing is good, but we need to document it, because you're only as good as what you document. Okay. I'll crack on then.
Okay.
Then I'll send this to you now, and you just put it into a YouTube, into Premiere, the video and audio together, just export it out, embed it to YouTube, and then put it on your blog.
Okay.
Cool.